Hello everyone, I hope you are good. Let's try to understand SCD Type 2. So let me define what is SCD Type 2. So SCD Type 2 is a data warehouse technique that is being used to preserve historical changes in the dimension data. It stores multiple versions of the record with metadata like start date and date is current. So the both current and the historical state can be tracked over the time. I'll give you the details via the example. Let's try to understand SCD type 2 via example. Suppose we are doing SCD type 2 uh, in Medallion architecture, where we are having suppose silver layer and gold layer having the dimensions. So we'll be executing this SCD type 2 in dimension. So suppose this is our silver table, which is book. I'm converting that whatever the records we are having in silver into the book staging that data frame. Same way, this is the target table, or you can say the gold table, dimension book SCD type 2, which we are putting into one of the data frame, which we call as a dim books SCD type 2 data frame. So now, what are the steps like we were earlier doing and how we are doing it now? So I'll take you through all these steps. So like the very first step is to get the maximum load date of the target table. So till when the data is available in our target table. So from that day from the date onwards till the current date, we'll try to get the details or the new records from the source system. So this is the very first step that we do before starting our process. So let's suppose this is the target table. This is having the book ID, title, author, start date, end date, and is current. So this is the key. As you can see, like book ID can be considered as a key. Title and author having those details. Start date defines like when the record's been inserted and when the record has been started. So end date defines when the record has been expired. So all these three records are current records. That's why it is mentioned as Y in the current record and the end date is null. Now let's try to see what data we are getting from the source or from the silver. Suppose this is the new data that we are getting from the silver. So now the ID is 1234. So obviously we can see like fourth is the new ID that we have received along with um, third details. Sorry, the second detail is been updated. The second book ID is also been updated. So this is the updated record and this is the new record that we have received. What we'll do as a part of SCD type 2. So we'll first identify the change record. So we'll create a change data frame. As you can see, the change data frame we have created. So whatever the target table we have given the name alias as a target table and joining it with our um, source table on the basis of the key that is a book ID, and then filtering out those record that should having the current record indicator as 1 or is current as a 1, and those records after joining this or maybe before applying to the filter will get this result. Basically this is the joining of those two data frame before applying the filter. So this is how it will look. So you can see like the target table records and the um, source table records has been joined together. This is the basically inner join. So 1 2 3 records are available in source and 1 2 3 records are available in the target. So both can be visualized over here. Both are available. Now we are applying the filter. Um, Filter is like current record indicator should be 1 because you want to capture those change record, right? So and there should be a change in the title or an author from the source system. It should not be equal to the target title or author. So likewise we can see obviously it will ignore the fourth record because it's a new record from the source. So as we are capturing only the change data frame, so it will ignore the fourth record and now after applying the filter, we'll only able to capture the second record. So this is the only change record that we have captured. Now in this change data frame, what we want all the um, records from source, not from the target. So we'll again filter it out. If you can see this particular code, I have again select the source, whatever the source data is there. I need to select those source data. So after applying the filter and select, I'll be getting this particular record. So this is my change data frame, which I'm capturing over here. This is the book ID, title, and author. This is how we capture the change data frame. Now in the second step, we'll expire the records by setting the current record indicator as a 1. As we have captured the change data frame, then obviously in our target table we'll be having the same record. We need to set is current n for that particular record, and we need to update the end date as well. So what we are doing is we are taking the target table and joining it with change data frame on the basis of book ID. That's our key column, and we are additionally adding these two columns, that is end date and is current, because it is not available from the source. It is a part of these columns is a part of target table. So from the source table we are adding these two columns, end date and is current, and end date would be the current date, and with column is current is null, or n you can say. Now obviously we are expiring these records, so the old records of will be expire, and we are setting as a is current as n for those records. As you can see in this, after joining, we'll be getting this result. This is the end result that we'll get. These are the records that was available in basically target table. Now we have expired that particular record. Earlier it was Y for title book B, and now it is having the end date as a today's date, and the is current flag will be N instead of Y. This is basically our expired data frame. Now in the third step, we'll try to create current record from the changed one. So we are having the change data frame as well, which we have captured earlier. Now we'll try to make properly align as per our target. So we need to add the start date, end date, and is current. So accordingly, we have added all these columns and we have put it those values accordingly. End date would be null because it is the latest record that we have received from the source, and the current is current would be Y for that particular record. Again, afterwards, what are the things we required? We required the unchanged records not in change record. You can say like those are the new records. So what we are doing for this, like um, we are having the target table. We are joining it with change data frame on the basis of book ID. And then we are doing the left anti-join. What left anti-join does, like it will consider all the rows from the left table and it will ignore the joining basically common records as well. So in this record, if you can see, left anti-joins give all the rows from target table where the book ID is not in change data frame. So if you can see, like these are the two records that we will receive as output, because these two records are not been part of a change data frame. Now to identify the new records, as you are already aware, in the source I have specified these are the 4 records, and this is the 4th record, that is the new record that we have received. So this record also need to be captured, right? So to capturing this record, this is the code that we are writing. Basically, we are taking the source and joining it with target. on the basis of left anti, and then adding those additional columns, and we are getting this particular record. This is the fourth record, or you can say the new record that has been appeared. Um, we also need to take care of those records which are available in our source, which are available in our target, which are having the is current as n. Currently, if you can see, this is our target table, right? It is having all the records which is having is current as y. Suppose table is also having some records which is having is current as n. So we need to take care of those record as well, the old expired record. So for taking into consideration of old expired record, what we'll do, uh, for old expired record, basically, we are just taking the target table and filtering out is any n is current would be there in that particular column. Then this particular record will be captured in the old expired data frame. And at the end, we are basically doing the union of all these data frame, like this final data frame being made up of union of all these data frame, the expired data frame, new version data frame, changed data frame, unchanged data frame, and the old expired data frame. And this would be the output of our SCD2 table. Table basically it's the output of data frame. Now, what we do earlier, we used to create this data frame, and then we used to overwrite our target table. So this is the final code that will execute, like data frame dot mode overwrite on the Parquet, and then we can provide the path as well. This was the earlier approach, and it was making the things complicated. And even you can see, like there are the lot of the data frame that need to be created in between. But the good part is, after 2019, a delta concept has been introduced. We have been introduced with a delta lake, and delta lake is having features of merge, which we can leverage, and uh, we can maybe make this code simpler. So we'll try to see how we can leverage the delta. So in 2019, delta came into the picture. The advantages of delta is, like it introduced with merge, asset transactions, enable time travel, and CDC feed, change data feed. It can basically capture the change data. We are not covering this CDC feed as of now, but we'll try to see how we can leverage the merge command of delta. Delta Lake basically. So this is how we'll leverage this, but you can see, like, these are the tables that we are creating. As of now, you can ignore this because those are the code generally to create the table. Now, once we create the table, if we have to execute the SCD2 logic, this is the logic that will be uh, put it into consideration. Over here, you can see, like, target is being defined, and we have been allies with the target, and then we are providing the condition over here to match those particular records which are having is current y, and the book ID, the primary key should be the same. And then we are doing the when match update. When the records match, then obviously it is a update record. That particular record is being available in target. For those particular record, put that end date as a current date, and the is current as null, or maybe n. Sorry, not null, is n instead of y flag. And when not match, insert. When not match means that it is a new record. It is not matching with our previous present records. So all these book ID, title, author, start date, end date, and is current will be put it into gold table or a target table. So this is how the code has been reduced. Now it is being done by this code only. How simple it is now using delta. So this would be the final table. This is how it will look like. It is having all the updates, new records, and the updated column as well. So Important point to note, merge handles expire plus insert automatically. Old versions like N records are present automatically, so we don't need to create an additional data frame for old or expired record. New records are inserted automatically using merge. No need to overwrite the tables. So earlier we were using the overwrite approach. Now we don't need to do the overwrite. So we are not losing any history. So final tips from my side, like always try to use merge. In real-time enterprise or a production-based code also we are using merge command, not override. Delta Lake is optimized for incremental merge into at scale. So what are the advantage of using the merge? It handles the incremental data and incremental inserts. It is used for audit tracking. Uh, it is much faster than the previous approach because in our previous approach we are creating different data frames. In this we don't need to take care of those. History is already been taken care of. The previous old records, the previous old expired records is been taken care of. We don't need to uh, take all the gold tables into our data frame. So merge was introduced with Delta Lake. It is a Delta Lake feature that only operates on Delta tables. So while using this merge command or a Delta Lake, so it can be operated on Delta tables only. It helps to support SCD Type 2 incremental updates easily on Lakehouse architecture. It's a part of the Lakehouse architecture basically. And a data lake is equals to like open house storage layer, which support or which provide additional ACID properties. And delta tables actually manage storage table using the delta lake format. That's all from my side. Thank you for viewing it.